Alright guys, first, well, like Shivery looks like an absolute abomination. And if any of you guys have seen her moves, she's an abomination too. So, let's get to the point of this video. Which monsters should you be going after? First, I'll show you all the monsters, because I know I was always like looking around YouTube when I like wasn't able to play Monster Legends for a video that would just show me which monsters were available, but I could never find. So I'm just doing that here. And now to talk about which monsters you should prioritize getting. So first things first, I'll talk about Enhanced Sword, because if you get him, you're paying for him. He has Anticipation, Thunder Dark Attacker. He can buff his attacks like double damage, damage boost, abomination hater, but he's at the end of the day a pretty basic attacker, like basically a new Nishant, and Nishant wasn't crazy, so buy him if you feel like you really want an anticipation monster. Shivery, the new bounty hunt monster. Ooh, she's absolute trash. Like, she is the new Heyman in my opinion, and it's not even like in the Lord Heyman way where he's actually like super awesome and the best monster ever. So I'm definitely gonna name this Heyman's dog because she has a weak, like, bad team cleanse, daze immunity moves, like 1 per to the enemies. Like, it's really bad. But I'd suggest getting it for collection purposes. And if you just play bounty hunt normally, I think you'll get it anyways. So here's the last bounty hunt monster. So this is your last time you can get him before like you need a certain event to get him. Steel Goroth, he's a pretty decent tank. He can double his own life, give his whole team healing. I'd suggest getting him. In my opinion, he's like 3rd on the list. Well, he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th on the list of people you need to get. First one, Chieftain Alaroke. Now, a control immune attacker. I haven't seen like an info thing be that short since the legendary era. But basically, this is a monster with high raw damage output, with a 0 stamina, 0 cooldown massive attack. He's got a vulnerable with bleed and moderate to all. He's got good stamina regeneration. He's got low cooldown and low stamina moves. So he's a great attacker in itself, right? But that alone would be no reason to get him first. The reason you want to get him first is because he has an Era Saga, and the talent for that Era Saga is Spear of Destiny. Now this has just like been the most OP talent we've had in ages, with a double cleanse on the enemies, then the damage of a hidden shiv, and it gives yourself res block. It's got 3 uses. It counters Uriel, it double cleanses, it's basically like the reverse phase shield with a Uriel counter. So get him and then beat his Air Saga, which is actually really hard because good barbarians are thin and feet, so. But definitely get Chieftain Alaroke first. Then second on your list is Slumpster. This guy used to be the #1 monster in the game. Dodge area, he's immune to control. He starts his entire team at the start of the battle with stamina regeneration. He can give them stamina regeneration and immune to control in 1 move. He's got cleanse evasion, cleanse positive effect protection and evasion. He's got that your classic cleanse from 1 then cleanse from all, which can basically remove Megataunt and then remove any protections. Yeah, just great monster. And he's good to have for when they do the restrictions of like the Syndicate or family, because he's one of the only good monsters in the family books. And then third on your list, it's hard to pick who, but I think it has to be Chia Long for almost the same reason as Chieftain Alaroke, which he used to be another like #1 monster, but lately he's fallen off because his stats are so low and there's just better monsters out there now. But he's got cleanse from 1 then cleanse from all. He's got straight disable, and his talent from his Aero Saga is one of the most OP talents ever. People thought he was always going to take those game breaking, but then there was talents that basically when you hit someone, they get mega freeze. So once you do his Aero Saga, which by the way Might be the hardest era saga I've ever beat, so it's no easy challenge, but like, oof. Mega freeze to all, you put that on a Pierce monster from the corrupted era, and boom, it's an instant denial. P3R3, now this guy's just a great monster. He's got positive effect protection as a trait, boom, already great. Then he has like, I think it's hardened or something, and then he starts off his entire team at the start of the battle with immune to torture. So they can't, like, 7 sins won't affect them or anything. He can give positive effect protection to his whole team, meaning, like, if you have evasion and megataunt, they'll have to cleanse through that unless they have a pierce monster. He's got amazing relic slots, which there's mask for some healing capabilities, and there's a banner to just basically cover your entire team for stamina, because it gives you, like, Mr. Beast. Banner is just so great, and, you know, he can cleanse from his team, give double damage to one, and immune to control to all. He's got a 0 stamina, 0 cooldown per to one enemy, and a 0 stamina, 0 cooldown cleanse on one ally. So he's a just great monster. I'll definitely be ranking him up for good use in wars. So I'd say pick him up then. After P3R3, I would say Quaster Skelectron, but this is a double element Doomsday monster. Now, even those double elements these days aren't that hard to come by, double element Doomsday monsters were so great. So this guy is one of the more basic double element monsters to come out of the Doomsday era. I think he might have been he's just decent, okay? Because he has shield removal, then like big grass damage, nature damage to all. He's got like electrified as a dot. He's got massive plus electrified. He could heal himself and give himself torture immunity. He's a pretty basic attacker, all things considered, but he was a great pick. He's got great like attack percentages. Like I think he's got like a 70 massive, but I might be wrong. Yeah, he's just a pretty great attacker and a good pick for the Spirits book. But then again, its Spirits book is a bunch of OP monsters. Then you've got Skelectron, which is pretty great in itself. He's a basically the Uriel of like the corrupted era, but not as OP, because he can do like the double damage plus extra turn revival. He can do a 0 stamina, 0 cooldown revival. He can do a team cleanse. He can do a team cleanse with immune to control and thunder immunity, which was a weird gimmick for him to boast. He's got a cleanse from one ally, gives them regeneration and immune to control. So he's a pretty great support monster, in my opinion. I would definitely suggest picking him up. I never got to use him yet, but like I guarantee I will. Here's Quaste. He's got pretty good relics with revival and a staff for recovering stamina. Well, he's immune to control as a trait. That's pretty good. He's got nanovirus as a status caster against his enemies. That's pretty great. And he's got total blind skills. Which per means positive effect removal. Then nanovirus skills. So if you like do that to a megataunt monster and then their turn comes, unless they can cleanse, which almost no megataunt monsters can cleanse, and they can't apply torture immunity to themselves because that's a positive effect, and they can't put positive effects with nanovirus. And then he can total blind. Actually, I think he can only total blind one enemy, but he can blind and daze all enemies. And yeah, he's just a pretty great pick. I would suggest getting him. I'm ranking him up right now, but I don't predict you'd use him too much, so I wouldn't like go out of my way to do it. Then here you got the last 3 picks that are kind of just in here for collection purposes. He's got like taunt as a status caster for 1 turn, which is trash, but he's a pretty good support monster, like positive effect protection plus like damage protection plus 50% shield, so he's alright. Then we got a cosmic monster. She's got Pierce, so if you want one Pierce monster and you don't care what era or how outdated they are, she's your Pierce monster. I don't know too much about her, but I just know she has Pierce. I do have her, though. You've got Dr. Watts, which, uh, maybe you get him just because there's, like, a space era coming out soon, and he's definitely going to be a part of it, being, like, you know, Dr. Watts is very important. So, but he's a pretty bad OG era attacker. You know, I used to run him on my team, and I remember losing, so. And then Volthar, just a positive effect removal possession legendary. Only get this for collection purposes. I missed out on him last season, like last season, yeah. So I'm just gonna pick him up this time, make sure I get him, because before I do anything, I make sure I get the ones I want first. Then I make sure I get everybody, because for collection purposes, for completing books, it's one of the most, like, fulfilling and reward-filled hobbies to complete books. So I make sure I get everyone, and then I get the cells for the people who I want ranked up. So this season, probably going to be P3, R3. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. I hope it was helpful. If it was, leave a like button to let me know you like my content, to let me know I should keep making content. Subscribe to the Crab Army. We are at like 43 subscribers right now. And if you subscribe, you can help us reach the milestone of 50 subscribers, which is a big thing for us. Leave a comment and I will respond. And that's about it for this video. Your favorite Omni-Crab, signing out.